there. Today I'm doing a page with layering, and this is not something I do a lot, and I wanted to try this for a challenge, a two-piece in a bucket. They're doing their CHA challenges right now. So I'm going to be doing some layering around my photo. The challenge, I believe, is to do 6 different layers of things under and around the photo. So I've pulled out lots of stickers, and I've got even some transparency type things. So lots of different things like that. And I have quite a bit of pattern paper that will work well with the photo. I'm working with my 6x6 pad since I'm not going to need a whole lot of paper to go around this, and there's some here that I thought went really well with it. So my challenge will probably be limiting myself to 6 layers once I get started. But before I do those layers, I want to do a background for this page, and I chose white cardstock because I'm going to brayer a background in a variety of colors. Another thing I've been wanting to try is the ombre technique, where you start with a light or dark color and work your way to the other side. So I'm doing light to dark or dark to light. I'm going to do a mixture of blues and blue-greens. And the reason is my husband is wearing a blue shirt, but my papers are almost all the blue-green colors because it's just very hard in scrapbooking to find these really true blue colors. So I have more of the aquas than anything. So I thought I would mix those colors in the ombre effect. So I'm going to do that first and then start my layering.
Starting here with Stampin' Up Soft Sky color. This was an end color a few years ago, and they brought it back to be part of their main line of colors, and I was delighted because it's always been one of my favorite colors. I'm inking from one side of the paper and then turning it around and doing the other side, starting off the paper and then rolling on. My next color is Bashful Blue, so I can get some of that true blue in there. And it does create a little bit of a line there between the two colors. I'm not sure if I like that. I may have to go back and add a little more color to the top. We'll see how it goes. The next color is Bashful Blue, or excuse me, is Baja Breeze, another favorite. It's just been discontinued. But this color is more aqua and a bit darker. And the last color is Brocade Blue, which is the discontinued color I don't have an ink refill for. So when it's gone, it's gone. And I love this color. It's a nice, true, medium blue. And I'm putting quite a bit on the bottom here, although it's not taking a ton of ink because it is a darker shade. And this is where it's really starting to show up the variation in color. So I like these 4 different colors. I just have that little bit of a line at the top, so I think I need to add a little bit more color at the very beginning. So I'm cleaning off my brayer. I went and washed it off. Apparently I didn't wash it really great, or either I picked up some color from my mat because I ended up getting a little bit of blue up on the top. I added a little more soft sky up there and I accidentally picked up a little bit of blue, but I think I can cover that with some of the papers and embellishments as I go along. So now I'm ready to add the photo and all the different layers. I'm starting through my papers. It looks like the Pier from Crepe Paper is the pad I'm going to use the most. I do have some My Mind's Eye paper here. I've kept one of those designs out as a possibility. I have this Fancy Pants journaling thing. It's a little bit big and I've kind of put it in my maybe pile. That one transparency I discarded. I didn't like the look of it. I love the bird transparency. However, it's going the wrong direction. So I could use it if I turn it around and maybe layer it over some of the paper. So it's going in the good possibilities pile. And then I have some stickers that are still possibilities. This one sticker I pulled out early on that I thought sure I would use is awfully bold and it doesn't really match my stepdaughter's outfit, so I think I'm just going to put that aside. I do have these stickers from Basic Gray. This was the Paper Cottage collection, and there's several there that are possibilities. Early on I thought I might use this butterfly, but if I do the birds, the butterfly doesn't really quite go. The Pink Paisley Artisan Elements might be a basis for my title. Okay, now the papers. Do I want to use the blue paper or do I want to go with more of the rose colors? And I quickly decide that I like the rose colors better, and I put that blue paper aside, and I like the scale of the Pier pack better than I did the My Mind's Eye paper. The bird transparency looks great on that paper from the Pier collection. I just have to figure out how to cut it. Because I need to cut it in half, but yet I want to save a lot of the top border. On the right, you're going to see a lot of the bird, and on the left, you're going to see more of the top border. So I need to cut it so that I can sort of preserve that. So I'm trimming out the lower left corner. And I used the white paper behind it because I couldn't quite see the bottom edge to know that I was trimming it right. So that's going to go up there, and then the top, I know I want to keep that going across as far as possible. I just ended up cutting it mitered across the corner so that I could keep as much of that red transparency as possible. Keep that color going along there. Now the title's going to go underneath it. I trim it down at the paper trimmer, and I'm ready to add some of the pier paper. And I'll have the transparency film over that, and I'm going to need something over there in the upper right hand corner, and that's where the blue paper may come in, because you'd have just a little bit of that with the red laying over the top of it. And I'm looking at doing the journaling on the sides and also some stickers. I decided on that sticker Splendid since it had a bird on it. And then also from Paper Cottage, I have that little tab sticker that I liked that I'll add in when I get everything put down. And then the journaling, I'm still playing with that one journaling tag, but it's just too big. So what I want to use here for letters, I really want to use these foam letters to spell out the word good. The challenge though I had was I didn't have any O's. So what I ended up using were some stars in place of the O's, and you'll see those a little bit closer up in a few moments. Now the journaling is going to go on just some old ledger paper that happened to match. This is some old My Mind's Eye paper. And I'm actually going to handwrite my journaling. I'm also going to do some lettering with some crepe paper stickers from an old collection. Now I don't handwrite my journaling very often. This is a rare thing for me, but I thought that it looked good with the style of the layout to handwrite it. So I'm using an old Zig marker. I do like using those for journaling because they have a very fine tip. So if I handwrite, that's usually what I do. And I'm going ahead and writing it out, and then I can trim these little pieces of paper down because I may have them a little bit large for the amount of journaling. My tendency is to not cut them large enough and run out of room. I'm going to have a little bit on either side of the photo. Right, so I'm going to trim those down, and then I will ink the edges. This is the mahogany ink from the Distress ink from Ranger. Just putting that on these, and then while I have that out, going ahead and inking the other papers that will need to have something along the edge. Some of the papers, that one paper I realized is going to have a transparency over, so it doesn't really need to be inked. But I do need to add some color to the stars. I'm flipping through my different samples of mist, and it looks like the Honor Society color from Studio Calico is going to be the best one, so I'll take those off and mist them. And while they're drying, I'm ready to put my transparency film on, and I'm gluing it in places that will end up being covered up by the photo. And then I'll glue the papers down to the backing, or to the background. Now I'm using a ruler down at the bottom of the page and my grid mat, and that ended up being off camera, but I did the bottom edge and then I also did the side to make sure I had everything straight, and just added a little bit of ink to hold them in place, and then went back and tucked a little bit more, a little adhesive, not ink, to hold them onto the backing, and then put my journaling on. Ready for some stickers, and that one little tab sticker is going to get a Brad on it in just a few moments. Now I have my stars in place and my title and my brad, and I have my 6 layers, not counting the journaling. I decided journaling was required so anyway, so I didn't count it as a layer. Now I'm looking at considering some paper for the top and the bottom. I need a little bit more to add embellishment for this layout. I decided I didn't like the paper as much as I liked stickers. And I have this sticker that says "Let them eat cake," and it actually kind of goes with the theme of this layout, even though it's about diet and exercise. No diet would be complete if it didn't allow you to have a little bit of a treat in there. So I thought that was appropriate for the subject matter. I just had trouble getting it in the right place. So when I scooted it over, the paper tore a little at the top, and that's not a problem. I need some more embellishment up there anyway, so I'm going to add either that sticker, or I really decided on some washi tape. Since I'm using stars already on the layout, I had this red star washi tape that I liked, and I have another washi tape from My Mind's Eye that goes well with the colors in that floral print. And it will, it's a little denser, so it'll cover up the, or a little more opaque, so it'll cover up the torn place better. I need to put a date on here. I'm just going to put month and year. And then down at the bottom, I'm also going to need to add some stickers and things. And I start flipping through the things I have out, and I'm not sure I have quite the things. So I go off camera here for a minute looking for some items. And you'll see I did add some papers and a little bit of stickers there and a few more brads. Now to finish up the layout, I felt like since I had all these rhinestone brads, then I needed to add a little bit of bling to the title. So I'm using rock candy stickles over the stars. And that'll give them a nice shine and glitter when that dries. And I have my 6 layers in the middle, a little bit of embellishment top and bottom, a little bit color top and bottom on the ombre background. So I got to try out some different trends and capture a nice memory to go with the photo. Thanks for watching. Here are a few close-ups, including the dried rock candy stickles on the stars, the ombre effect with the papers, and the stickers and layering up in the upper right corner.